3, 2, 1. You're on stream.
Yay! What's up, guys? My name is Madtaz64. I am going to be running Sonic CD All Good Futures. So for those who want to know what Sonic CD All Good Futures is, then most Sonic games, most classic Sonic games, the way to beat the game is to get, or way to get the good ending is to get all the Chaos Emeralds. But in this game, there's two different ways to get the endings. One of them was with the Time Stone, which means going to the special stages, but the special stages suck dick. So I'm going to be getting all the good futures by breaking all the generators in every stage, except for the boss stage, which don't have any. So without further ado, I guess we could get started. Do you want me to do a countdown?
Yep, countdown whenever you're good.
Alright. Hold on 1 second. Let me... this and this. That out of the way. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Alright, thank you. Alright, so to start out with, one major difference you'll notice is that Sonic has Peel Out. This is kind of exclusive to this, although they did bring Peel Out for Lost World. We're going to get the Lost Speed Shoes here, and then we're going to jump over these enemies. Now, what we want to do is we're going to spend a lot of time trying to get the past signs. We're going to, because we got to break all the generators, right? So all the generators are in the past. So you're going to see me time travel a lot. So what we're doing here is we're going to peel out on that platform, and if I did it right, I'm going to hold right and down, and hopefully I'll land right on the generator, break it, and then just run. And that's the first stage. That one's kind of a tricky one to do, but it seemed to work out well. Is this an official Sonic game? Yes, it actually is. I don't know why people seem to not realize it, but it was for the Sega CD, and it was remade for Steam. Alright, so here we're going to do a thing called the rock jump, or we're going to mess it up. Okay, cool. That's fine. It's a really precise jump. It only saves a couple seconds, but we're fine. We're just going to get the rock speed shoes there. And then we're going to hit the spring over here. And we're going to get the pass line right here, spin dash, and then we're going to time travel off of this enemy right over here. Or we're just going to mess it up, so we're going to have to restart the stage. Cool. Alright, that's great. Great way to start off the run. Marathon. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing, but we're not even going to bother with the rock jump this time. We're just going to slide off of there. This route has a bunch of this stage has a bunch of different routes depending on whether or not you do the route jump or not, or do a certain amount of things. There we go. Alright, so yeah, I was too far to the right that time, but it's fine. I mean, it was just time loss, but whatever. We got the generator. We'll break that, and we're gonna just peel out again. We're gonna jump right after we land on the bottom, and that's the stage. It's already a dead run, but whatever. Alright, so this stage, for the first boss stage, or for every boss stage, if you've ever watched an 90% run of this game, you'll notice that, like, there's a bunch of different types of stages depending on what time zone you're in. If you get all the good futures for the first two stages, you'll end up having a, good future for this stage. So the stages do vary between good and bad future. For this stage, they're very minor though for the most part. But for this stage, the only major difference was that there'd be, in bad future, there's 2 loop-de-loops there instead of 1. And also, Eggman is in a funny color. Sometimes if you jump down that pipe fast enough, you can get the screen to wrap around, or force yourself to like the screen to follow you as you're going off screen, but thank you for the good luck. But I wasn't able to get it. It's pretty precise. Alright, so this is one of the worst stages in this game, at least for this category, because there's a lot of like bumpers and stuff. Right here, we're just watching a cutscene. Sonic's going to give a really big hug, and then we're just going to ignore that, because we don't care. We can grab the sweet shoes. Get that spring right there. Now what we're going to do is they're going to actually take advantage of the mechanics. Now you see I grabbed the future sign. You may be wondering, why am I going to the future? Well, here's the thing. So you hear that pass sign? if you hit the pass sign right as you're traveling through time, it'll just, like, and you have a future sign, it'll like send you to the last sign that you hit. So like, as I'm traveling time in the future sign, because I had a pass, even though I was traveling to the future through the using the pass sign to travel, or the future sign to travel through time, because I hit the pass sign at the last moment, it sent me to the past instead. Right there, I did a pause. You're gonna see me doing a lot of pauses. And the reason I do you'll see a lot of pauses, because the game does love to drop inputs at without a moment's notice. And that's one of the spots where, and there's also a bunch of tricky jumps that are made a lot easier by pressing pause. So, speaking of pauses, this is one of the hardest strats in the game. It's pretty precise. And I got it. Okay, so that saved like 3 to 4 seconds in-game time. So yeah, like this game, I do a lot of strats for in-game time because that's what we go by. Because the in-game timer is pretty accurate, except for the milliseconds, but the milliseconds are still accurate for the first and last split, so it's irrelevant. Alright, so then we're going to do something. Now that we went to the past, we're going to break this generator right after we go to the future. Or right after we break that generator, we're going to go to the future. That's why we grab the future sign, and because of that, the reason why we do that is because there's speed shoes right here. So we're gonna grab those, and then we're gonna just go straight to the end. You're gonna notice we're gonna use this bumper to go up the top. Now the reason is because, well, we can. It's much easier to go to the top than there's a bunch of stuff in the bottom. So, alright, that was zone 2. Alright, so this boss right here is one of the this whole stage is a major choke point, but this stage in particular is one of the biggest choke points. This boss is more or less luck. There is a strat to get him done fast, but he can still fuck you up even if you don't want to, or even if you do everything correctly. So let's see how that goes. Alright, we seem to get it really well. Alright. Sometimes if you bounce right as the screen's transitioning, or like the screen's about to end, it'll like just bounce infinitely, and I try to go for that a lot because it's funny and obnoxious. Alright, so this stage is going to be a pain in the ass to describe because there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on for once, so forgive me if I mess up. But what we're going to do here is first we're going to go down this slope, and then we're going to go back up the slope, whoops, and bounce up the enemies in a certain way. And I messed it up, so I'm just going to restart. Alright. Not a big deal. I'm going to try it again, even though I haven't messed it up in forever. So, in any case, we bounce up the enemies in a certain way, and then we go straight over the top, so we can just clip back through this here, and we're going to hit the spring, and right after we hit the second roll, after the second hole, and then what I'm going to do is mess up. Alright, never mind. I was going to do a time travel strat there. Shit, I think I went down the wrong hole. Okay, fuck it. We're going to redo the stage again. Sorry. God damn it. Alright, third time's the charm. Let's not mess it up this time. If I messed it up, it's usually not a big deal, because if I didn't forget where to go, I would have been able to do another time travel strat somewhere along the lines, but it's not a big deal. Alright. Alright, it's not a big deal, mess that up, but we're gonna just grab the pass sign, we're gonna travel in a different location. There's a lot of different spots I can time travel through in this level. I'm actually just gonna play it really safe at this point, because given my luck right now, I'm gonna mess up even worse. We're just gonna time travel over here. But what I was trying to do is, I was trying to do something similar that I did back in, what I was trying to actually do is I was trying to do what I did in Collision Chaos 1, where I like hit a future sign, use the future sign to travel back in time. Because there was a pass sign below a certain area where I was trying to jump into. And by traveling, like, in the game would have done is like use the wall as a dartboard. So like I would have like clipped, because when you travel the pass, there's a gate there, and I would have clipped through the gate. Alright. So here's Tidal Tempest 2. We're going to jump down here, and we're going to do peel out once the water goes. Pause so I can jump over to here. And we're going to go through there. We're going to use this pat sign in just a second. Damn. And we're going to bounce up here, and then we're going to go and pass. Now, we could go to the pass much later in this level, but there's a lot of gates in the future. There's a lot of gates and stuff in the present that would have like made things a lot slower. So it's definitely faster to travel through time here. If I could just go through. If I could just go through this hole, that'd be great. Okay, cool. Thank you. And also we grabbed that future sign earlier, travel back in time, and the reason is that there's a chance. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but there is a chance that that gate would screw us, stop us from, and we'd have to wait behind the gate that was in the pass. So that's zone 2. Alright, so zone 3, this enemy here is very audio-based, and revolves around audio timing, so I'm going to be trying to focus on that. But first we have to make sure we break, we're going to be chasing Eggman here. We got to make sure that we, break him fast enough, because right now we just want to break him 4 times before he falls down here, because if we didn't break him before then, this gate over here that's about to open wouldn't have opened, so we would have had to like chase him for a little longer, and we need this invincibility for this quick kill right here. I'm gonna stand right here, and on the second sucker, that sucker to death, come on now, work that sucker. We broke that. Alright. So that's the quick kill. It saves around 20 seconds. Whoops. I'm trying the best I can. I didn't prepare for commentary as much. I was been busy. Sorry, man. Alright, so here we just gonna go up this hill. There's another way we can time travel. Or, I mean, there's another way we can get up to the top here, but it's like only half a second faster. And it's really hard to do. It's not even, I don't even know if it's faster, to be honest. There I spin dash 3 times. I spin dash 3 times along a conveyor belt. And if you spin dash in just the right way going through there, it'll like land you right near that generator, which is good. Alright, we can spin dash here, and after this third conveyor belt here, I'm gonna hold down, and by doing that, I weaved through a bunch of platforms there, so that's good. Alright. Yeah, this game, there's a lot of stuff going on at once. And it is a pretty hard speedrun, so like there's a lot of stuff, like I'm just trying to do like explain as much as possible. Hopefully I'm doing a good job, but I'm probably not. Alright, so there's a bunch of different routes to this level. I'm not gonna be doing the fastest route because I never really cared for it. But what I'm doing is might be faster if I do it in a certain way. Because I'm also getting the speed shoes, but whoops, and then I see the problem with that spin route is that there's a certain chance that you could lose the spin dash, or like the time travel thing, unfortunately. So I'm gonna do it again. I don't know why that happened the first time, but it's whatever, it's fine. Alright, so hopefully I'll land in the right spot, because when I land upon traveling back to the past, I'm going to be right near the speed shoes. I would have liked to land on these platforms, but it's fine. I'm gonna hit that. Now the reason we spin dash instead of running, like usually you'd probably want to run with the speed shoes instead of bothering to spin dash, but we didn't do that there because like if I just jumped, I would have just hit the enemy, so Is this game quicker without CD load times? Yes, because CD load times are really slow, but it doesn't matter because, well, the Sega CD version is a completely different version, so it's compared to, it's different, it's a different game, like, honestly. Anyways, so I pause buffered that jump there, up the, ramp, so I could land in that platform. But, yeah, CD 2011. Okay, so this is just an auto-scroller. So I'm just going to explain other things. You just want to grind his gear down to the bottom and then jump at the right time. But to explain the differences between Sega CD, this version, the 2011 version, and the original, they added a bunch of stuff. Like, they added the CD2 Spin Dash to the new remake, which helps out a lot, because the original Sega CD Spin Dash sucks, so basically, they are compared differently on the boards. Like, there's two different boards for the remake and the original, because they are extremely different. Because the original also has more clips. Yeah, the original actually has a lot more clips than this one, but this is just straight platforming. But they patched it in the remake, so, or patched the clips in the remake, I mean. Anyways, Wacky Workbench. This is what the stage that a lot of people consider like the hardest stage in the run, because, or in the game, just because of all the boost bouncing pads and such. But I still say Collision Chaos is worse, personally, for this category. Alright, so we're gonna spin dash here, grab this pass time, and then we're just gonna go right. And when we land, we should hopefully land in a hole between the wall. If we did it right. There we go. Alright, so we're going to stop here just so I can spin dash. Whoopsies. Spin dash twice so I can break this. And then right here, we're going to jump up to this spring. Now, the reason we're going to go through this chute. The reason we're going through the chute is because we need the generator that's in this hole. Or in this in that cave area. And that's the only way to get it. Whoops, I missed that. Alright, so what I was trying to do, I'm just going to wait just to play it safe. I was trying to wait. If I had jumped onto that platform fast enough, I would have been immediately able to peel out there. And I wanted to peel out right when the platforms were right next to each other. Because then I would, like, land on the... I was landing on the item box there, and then I hold down, like, you know, bounce on the item box and then just get the end easily. Because if I hit the bounce pads there, it would have been obnoxious to get back to the end. So here... Time post storage well enough. No, I didn't, because I didn't even get to do it, because the game screwed me over. Alright, so I lost the time travel there. Thank God. That's amazing. There's a chance that if I don't land on that enemy as I time travel down that hill there, I would, just lose the time travel like it did. Come on, get on. Yeah, so I want to, like, I don't want to, like, jump on that chute, because otherwise, if I do, I don't end up getting onto the, I'm not able to get the pass sign, which I need to get to the top here. And I just want to be able to bounce up and get that, time travel, or that generator. Alright. So here, we're going to send around here, and if because I stood in the right spot, hopefully. Okay, I didn't stand in the right spot. Well, I stood in the right spot. I was actually surprised I'm not actually trying to get the speed shoes as much as they should. Theoretically, they should be a help, but I'm taking the bottom path, which is slightly slower, but it's not a big deal. At least I think it is. But what I was trying to do is it would have bounced me up all the way to the top back there. But this is fine, too. Alright, so Wacky Workbench 3 has one of the hardest strats in the game. We're gonna try to do a bunch of pausing to be able to... So basically, down here, there's a boost pad that I'm gonna be... Okay, so let me just try to do it. So I'm gonna pause in a certain way. Hopefully I did this right. I don't think I did. Well, alright, yeah, so I messed up. So... that bouncing, the thing I just bounced on, if I jumped in the right, angle, I jumped at the slope at the right angle, I would have been able to jump all the way across that bounce pad. It only loses a few seconds, but it's annoying to not get. So now I just wait for Eggman, Robotnik, I mean, whatever you want to call him. Well, I'm using the Japanese soundtrack, so it's Eggman. I do wait a little bit to hit him, because if I try to hit him immediately, he'll try to, like, I have to hit him twice in order to, for him to go flying up again. So I just wait till now. Which version has the Metal Sonic? Well, I'll explain that more when I get there, but from what I've understood, this version's easier, slightly. Fun fact about this stage, between speedruns, is the Tails, like for both Sonic and Tails, that stage is pretty hard, really hard, for different reasons. Like for Sonic, the boss itself is really easy, whereas getting through over the bouncing pad towards the end, is really hard to do with Sonic, but it's the complete opposite for Tails, because Tails can actually skip waiting for the things to fall down. Alright, so this is the hardest times travel strat in the game, because it revolves around pause buffering, but we did it right. Also, this stage has my favorite music overall. It's like probably my favorite stage in the game. Wait, it's laughing at us. I'm gonna fall down here, grab this generator, try to bounce on this pad. Hopefully nope, I didn't go to the right angle, but if I did, I would have been able to bounce immediately on that. Whoops. Whatever. It's fine. Right, yeah, and then we just jump to the end. It's nothing else up to it. I did mess up the jump over the loop-de-loop a little, but it's fine. Yeah, it's got nighttime and it's got music. Unfortunately, we don't get to hear the present music much in this run, because we both state category, or both levels, we immediately travel to the past. Like right here, we're gonna grab this past sign, and then if I jumped at the right angle, luckily I did, I land right in that hole. If I didn't land in the hole, I'd land on the spring, and then I'd be bounced all the way up, which would lose time. Luckily, we didn't do that. We're gonna try to grab the speed shoes right here, and we're gonna go grab this, or hit those zipper things. And then this is probably the fastest we've traveled throughout the game. We're gonna try to jump over all the... Oh, nice, I did it. Fortunately, I got stopped by that half pipe, but yeah, there's a bunch of springs that I want to jump over there, because they can spring you up into the top, which is annoying, costs a bunch of time. Alright, so this time for Metal Sonic himself. You may recognize this music, because this music, well, actually, it's funny. One fun thing between the remake and the original, you hear the Good Future music now for this stage, but they change it to the Bad Future music when you're actually fighting Metal Sonic no matter what. In the original, they don't do that. If you're fighting Metal Sonic in the Good Future, you'll just hear Good Future music for the rest of the stage. So someone was asking what my, so what the differences between this stage, between the original and remake are. In the remake, he pretty much more or less takes the same time no matter what. So you can kind of screw around a bunch, although he does do attacks, and it does look like he, what's it called, like a little, he does, rubber band a little, but usually it's not gonna be too bad. Although that's kind of bad what happened there, but we should be fine. The only thing, shit. Fuck, I died. I should have peeled spin dash there. So that can happen if you get messed up too much. But what I was trying to say though is in the original, it's pretty much, you get peeled, or not get peeled out, you get, I don't remember what the term is. Fuck, I completely forgot what the word was. Oh, it's more rubber bandy, and like this, because like you basically want to, like, the strat is you want to like get really ahead of him in the speed run, and then wait till the end so he like catches up. So like the strat's much harder in the original, I believe. Okay, I'm gonna try to focus this time, because that was pretty stupid that I died there. Alright, it's not good. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, we're good. Alright. I was a little worried there when he started peeling out, like you, it is a little bit of worry when he does that dash attack right near the end, and I usually try to prevent that. Alright, there's Amy. But when he, because, like, there's a chance that he could just dash right to the end. Luckily, he didn't that time. So, destroying the machine destroys Eggman's influences. Yeah, kind of. Because if you go to the bad future and the machines are still there, like, the future will just be really shitty looking. Metal Sonic doesn't look like he's really trying. To be fair, we weren't really trying either. Heh, heh, heh. Alright, so I don't do the faster strat here because it's annoying. But we're gonna go upwards instead. Usually there's other strat goes in the middle, but if I try traveling to the past where I do, when I land in the past, I'm gonna be landing right on the speed shoes. So then from there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the future sign that's right below this, and then we're gonna fall down all the way to the bottom. Jump over these. Now that trick, jump through that chute there that I did, was a little bit tricky, because if you take a little too long, you can get crushed, but luckily we didn't. Alright, we're gonna hit the pass sign, and then what we're gonna do, now we're spin dash twice, spring twice, and then I hold right on the third one. Now, unless I messed up the timing, what will happen is I'll clip right through the wall, and I'll land right below here, and that skips having to go, like, if I didn't do that, I would have to, like, I would land in the room to the left of that, and then I would have to, like, go on the conveyor belt that's on the left and go all around, so that saves, like, 10 seconds or so. Alright, so this is the last generator we have to break in the game coming up. Alright, so we have to wait for this chute thing to go up, and then we're gonna go, these spinning things are really annoying. If I time it right, I can just jump right on them. Grab the pass sign, and then we're gonna use these springs to bounce back and forth and go straight to the past with the Samurai Jack. And then we're gonna land right next to a chute that's gonna just travel us straight to near the generator. Fun fact, this stage is this is one of the biggest changes. Actually, never mind, I'm lying. I'm not gonna give you a fun fact. Sucks for you. So, we're gonna break this generator and then we're gonna die, because we hate our lives. So, that strat is, this strat here, there's actually another strat to do where instead of dying there, I would travel to the back to the present. But the strat only saves like half a second. Okay, that can just happen sometimes, because why not? Usually doesn't happen, believe it or not, but sometimes the game just likes to screw us over. But anyways, but that strat is kind of bullshit. We're gonna peel out here. Now what I'm gonna do is when I'm gonna at the end, I'm gonna jump a little just to reduce the speed. Because if I didn't do that, there's a chance that I wouldn't be able to jump over this next hole over here, and that would lose me a bunch of time. I usually pause buffer there just to be safe. Alright. Nope, I messed up. Okay. Not a big deal. What I try to do is get the chute in a certain position, and then peel out. Like, as I peel out, like, I let go once the chute's at a certain length, and by doing that, it'll shoot me up and to the right, and so I can just go up over the wall completely. And if I didn't do that, I'd have to go all the way through the bottom, and there's this whole convoluted maze you have to do to get to the end, which is, like, takes minutes to do. Now, this is the last stage. It's technically possible to actually not have to wait for that bumper, but it's extremely hard to do unless I, like, had it on widescreen. It's pretty annoying. Alright, so what I just did there was there's right below me. I luckily didn't have to deal with it, but there's one. This whole game has no bottomless pits except right there, and it's really annoying. Alright, I'm just gonna get these rings to be safe. Luckily, I didn't have to deal with it that time, but it's like the bane of runs. Like, I've lost so many good runs to that. It's annoying. Alright, so right here, I'm going to position myself right here, because there's going to be a quick kill I'm going to be, or a double hit I'm going to be doing. If I'm going to wait until he gets right to the bottom, and I'm going to look at his wing. Now, when his wing gets to the top, his yellow part's, like, completely covered by the above there. If I jump right then, it'll be able to get a double hit every time. That saves like 5 seconds. Now I'm gonna wait a little bit until this is going out of fizzing out, and then get hit there. That saves like a second or two, ever having to wait for him to like spin his thing around, because they use invincibility frames and such. Alright, so he's gonna spin his shit around one more time. And then this time's about to come up, by the way. Time. Alright, so yeah, that's Sonic CD, All Good Futures. What was my time? Pretty sure it was awful.
29:02.
Yo, still sub 30 minutes, even after all that shit. Nice.
Wasn't your PB like 15 minutes?
Well, it's 15 minutes in-game time. I think it's like 25 minutes RTA. Yeah, so we go by in-game time because RTA, it's just really, like, okay, so the in-game timer is really accurate, aside from the whole milliseconds thing, and the milliseconds thing is still accurate at the final split, so it's not a big deal. And also, like, if we went by RTA, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of the cool in-game time stretch with the time travel and stuff. It just makes things a lot better for running as a speed run. So, but yeah, that was All Good Futures. If you guys liked the run, you enjoyed watching it, you can totally bop that follow button. And if you wanted to learn the run, there's actually been a lot more active community for Sonic CD lately. I think there's at least 10 runners. I know that's wow, so big, but you know what? It's bigger than it was. Last year, when I started running this game like a year and a half ago, there was nobody running it, and then I took a break, and then I came back a year later, and then people finally started to come running it again. But, you know, I got resources and I got help. You know, there's plenty of people who will be willing to help. There's not only is there Sonic All Good Futures, there's any %, there's also Tails. You got 2 Tails you can run. And I probably will be writing other categories in the future, like Savior of the Future, which gets all the generators and the Metal Sonic holograms. You saw me break a couple times. So, yeah. I don't know. Also, okay, so explain the music here. The one thing that annoys me at the remake is that they couldn't put the lyrics in for this song, for the ending and opening credits to the Japanese version for copyrights, but I modded my Genesis, or I modded my Genesis. I modded him, the remake, the files. There's a mod you can get online that you can add the lyrics back in. So, but yeah, if you actually like this game, it was on sale yesterday, so you just missed it, but it's still $5 right now. But it was like $124 the other day, and you missed out on a hot deal.
Mega Drive collection?
What's up?
Is it part of the Mega Drive collection? That was like a pack of
You mean the Gems collection? Oh, it's better than the Gems collection version. The Gems collection version was just straight up ass, if you ask me. Like, I hated this game until I got the remakes. What's up?
There's multiple PC versions?
Yeah, there is, actually. There's the one that was made in the 90s, which is like the original version, and then there's this version. And then there's a Sega CD version, and you know, there's multiple versions of this game, like a lot of the classic Sonic games. So, I don't know. I just wanted to wait till the credit music is over at least, because it's really good.
Just gotta milk it for as much.
I gotta powdered milk it.
No, not that guy.
Oh, I should learn Mario 64.
No. Any last words, lad?
What's up?
Any last words?
Yeah, fuck the police. No, I just wait. Do you want to just move on? Because I was gonna let the credit music play at least. It's like just about over.
We've got time. Go for it.
Super Metroid is easy. World record, totally. You should run Sound Sign. That's nobody runs that at all. It's not the most normie speed game imaginable, right, Milk? Yeah, right, buddy, right, good friend, old pal. I'm too cool. All right.
Too cool.
Too cool. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Get the fuck out of my sight. I love you. Bye.